Hi, my name is Felisa Ford, and I am in the Educational Specialist Program at Kennesaw State University. I am currently a digital learning specialist in Atlanta Public Schools, and now I am happy to share with you my capstone project. The title of my capstone project was Using Technology to Transition into a 21st Century Learning Environment. The problem addressed by this capstone project was to examine the impact of providing targeted PL, coaching, and access to resources to a core group of teachers to see what impact that would have on the effective use of technology to create a 21st century learning environment at Ralph Bunche Middle School. Ralph Bunche Middle School is in Atlanta Public Schools. It is a Title I school with 100% of its students receiving free and reduced lunch. They have a 13% population of students with disabilities, and for the past 3 years, they have received a grade of F, according to the Governor's Office of Student Achievement report card. Their primary focus is to provide all students with rigorous and relevant learning experiences, and the mission of Ralph Bunche at Ralph Bunche is to develop 21st century lifelong learners. So their goal is to become a 21st century school. The purpose of this study was to support Ralph Bunche with their goal of becoming a 21st century school, and therefore I worked collaboratively with the administration and the educational technology specialists assigned to Ralph Bunche Middle School. I proposed providing training through professional learning, coaching, and access to resources to a targeted group of teachers who were identified by the administration and the ETS to be able to address the effective use of technology to create a 21st century learning environment and engage in classroom. The statement of the problem. So as a result of the Every Student Succeeds Act, otherwise known as ESSA, schools have been charged with fully preparing students to be college and career ready. So in order to do that, teachers have to prepare students to be 21st century learners. Therefore, it is paramount that the teachers have the skills, tools, and resources needed to prepare those students. The statement of the problem. So therefore, I propose that targeted professional learning through coaching and access to resources be provided to that group of teachers in order to address the effective use of technology to create a 21st century learning environment. Technology training was specifically targeted to address the learning and innovation skills, otherwise known as the 4Cs, of critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication in order to prepare students to be college and career ready. The review of literature. So, in an effort to address the need of preparing students to be college and career ready, the framework for 21st century learning, otherwise known as the P21 framework, says that it was created to identify and define the skills needed to be a 21st century learner. In order to effectively produce 21st century learners and 21st century readiness, professional development and learning environments must be aligned to the 21st century outcomes for students. Collar's 2011 study focused on the need to have a model of teacher professional learning that focused on effective instructional practices to help develop a teacher's deeper understanding of technological pedagogy in order to enhance that teacher's content knowledge. This study also supports the need and plan for on-site job-embedded professional learning to address teachers' 21st century skill development through the use of technology. Another study written by Ettimer and Ottenbright Leftwich in 2010 found that although there is an increase in the availability and access of technology training, the technology is still not being integrated in a manner that supports the type of instruction needed in order to impact student achievement. The methodology used for this study was a qualitative research methodology. And the qualitative research methodology is often used in the area of social sciences and the field of education. A variety of information was gathered in order to conduct this qualitative study. So the research question asked and answered in this capstone project was, are the teachers effectively integrating and utilizing the technology, 21st century learning skills, and strategies based on the PL provided? And this was just to help determine if the implementation of the thorough PL in the form of PLCs, coaching sessions, and trainings were positively impacting the successful implementation of 21st century learning through the integration of technology and the 21st century learning skills. So a variety of data was collected in order to conduct this research study. Technology integration needs assessment was conducted, a technology use survey, a 21st century classroom look for or observation document was utilized, as well as pre and post assessments and coaching sessions and conversations were used. And this is just an example of a teacher feedback survey after a PL session, and also included links to some of the surveys that were utilized. So based on the data, the overview of findings, teachers were relatively split over their comfort level with using Google Classroom, which was the identified platform for PL. The majority of teachers indicated that with training and support, they were willing to try and use the tools introduced during the PL sessions. All of the teachers indicated a need for more support in using technology to incorporate the skills of the 4Cs into their instruction. The post-assessment survey revealed that more training was needed on using Web 2.0 tools that support using the 4Cs, and more PL was also needed around planning for the 4Cs. And although feedback from the PL survey results indicated that overall the teachers identified the PL sessions as being very helpful, the classroom observations told a different story. They provided somewhat of a mixed result on the integration of technology use in the classroom. The post-test results indicated that 85% of the teachers trained were more comfortable at the end than they were at the beginning with technology integration, while only 50% of the teachers indicated they were constantly using the Web 2.0 tools and resources shared. The limitations of this study are threefold. The first limitation was consistently hard to schedule time to collaborate with the principal, even though he expressed interest in his teachers becoming 21st century classroom teachers. The second limitation was just multiple demands on teachers' times. Even though we had standing PLC time, sometimes we had to reschedule due to other constraints on their time. So this is where Google Classroom came in handy. And then the main limitation of this study was just getting teachers to commit to implementing the strategies, tools, and resources shared. So evaluation of this PL session and program was utilized throughout in the forms of classroom observations, teacher feedback, observations, and then as conversations with teachers during coaching sessions was another way that we evaluated the impact. So my recommendation is really just to implement the PL over the course of an entire year because a full year of ongoing training and coaching is needed in order to see changes take root and implement it in the classroom. And then secondly, I would recommend that if a strategy is not working, it's okay to get rid of it, as long as you're making sure that your PL is grounded in research-based best practices. So as I reflect on my capstone project, the first thing I want to share is that I learned firsthand how to conduct a qualitative research study from beginning to end. This was my first time conducting a qualitative research study to this magnitude and within the education realm. So I now feel more comfortable conducting qualitative research, and the only thing that I would change about my study was be to interview students the next time just to get their perspective on the use of technology in the classroom to address the 4Cs. So I thank you for taking the time to listen to my capstone project.